You mentioned outcomes, Ryan. You've also talked about escalating on magnitude, not certainty. How do you define magnitude in a metrics context?
It's all relative.
Relative to the ultimate business impact, relative to what?
Relative to the business impact and what's like the risk or opportunity is. So maybe as an example, we have a metric that looks at something very simple, just like failed payments.
That should be simple, binary, right?
And you put sort of thresholds, high and low, or whatever the case is, and it will alert us like a good eventing system should if it goes above a certain threshold. And we had an alert come through and it said, oh, this is trending a little bit high. But in reality, when you looked at it, it was like, oh, it's just barely high. It was almost within noise sort of thing. And so in that case, that metric was doing its job in the sense that like this small change was a big enough magnitude to flag us. Candidly, when we saw it, we didn't pay much attention. Another sort of day or so goes by and it pops up again. And when we dug in, we had found that some code that we had shipped had removed payment methods from a handful of accounts. Didn't impact the customer or the customer experience or anything in any way, but it would impact the charge that would come on their next renewal. The magnitude of the risk of what got introduced was not at all visible in that metric. What that caused us to do was to go, wait a second, it's a good signal, like it's a good way to sort of pay attention to sort of some of the leading indicators, but there is something happening much upstream of this that is probably a better one. Let's go look at all accounts and the attached payment methods, not at the rate at which they're sort of being processed, but rather the distribution of ones that are missing. And it was like, oh, wait a second, we deleted a handful of these. We got to go fix this right now. And all of a sudden, the magnitude became, much more severe. In the case of like, to your comment, the impact or the ultimate outcome or business impact was significant in the sense that we would have had customers trying to pay us that couldn't. And so it's sort of this interesting dynamic where it's relative. In that case, that magnitude was properly defined, but not indicative of a problem.